tell me about yourself.
All right. Well, I go by Hype, that's my artist name, and I'm a rapper producer. Currently signed with P.U.R.E Records, and I've been doing music since I was around 12. That's kind of when I started, and it just kind of progressed over the years throughout like high school and stuff. And then when I got to college is when I really started taking it a little bit more seriously as far as doing it, putting out music and trying to make, somewhat of a career out of it. And in 2018 is when I started putting out music for the public. And, it's just kind of going from there. So, as far as for me, I write most of my own stuff, produce most of my own stuff and all that. And it's just something that I'm really, really passionate about and I love to do. So I'm excited for what's to come.
Talented. So you recently signed with Pure Records, right?
Yeah, yeah, I did. Yeah,
And
earlier this year.
earlier this year, so tell me about that experience.
So yeah, so it was around I want to say it was around like March, April when this happened, and I had just put out a single that I was promoting and stuff, and so it was kind of gaining some traction, and HL, who is the person who kind of discovered me, he came across it on Instagram, and so he hit me up and he was like, "Yo, are you currently signed with any label? Do you have any management that you're involved with right now?" And I was like, "Nah, everything is just it's just me right now doing everything independently." And so he was like, "Okay, cool. I really love your music. I like what you're doing. I got some people that I want you to talk with, and we may have an opportunity for you." I was like, "Okay, that sounds good." So he gives me his number. He calls me. We have a conversation. He's kind of giving me his background in the industry. Telling me about how he started with DJ Premier, and that's what he's been working with for a long time, and having his own artist management company and all that. And then he told me about P.U.R.E Records, and he's telling me, I do kind of like he does kind of like consulting for them on the management side. He was like, these are real good people, and we've made a lot of good connections in the industry, putting a lot of work, and we think that we can help take your music to the next level. So I was like, okay, I'd be interested in hearing it out. So
Right.
then he got me on a conference call with the Pure Records team. And so I was talking to everybody, they're telling me about themselves, telling me kind of what they do within the record label, but then also just kind of, trying to, making me feel comfortable in the situation, and, letting me know that, they're here for the artist. And, while everybody's here to make money, at the same time, they want to have the best, the artist's best interests at heart. And so we had a good conversation, and from there, they told me, we want to send you this contract. Take your time to read it. Reach out to any legal counsel that you may have access to. Let them read it. Make sure that you're comfortable with it, and then we'll talk about it. We'll have our legal counsel, so that if you have any questions, we can explain it to you. So I really appreciated it that they did that, because that kind of shows me that they have transparency in their process when it comes to working with their artists.
Right.
So I did that. I reached out to some legal counsel, had them read the contract. They got it back to me. So I reached back out to them and I told them, hey, I've read the contract, ready to talk about it. So we got back on another call. Uh, I asked whatever questions I had, and when I felt like I got all the answers that I needed to get, I told them, look, I really like the opportunity that you guys have brought to me, and I think I'm ready to go ahead and sign.
Hmm.
So I signed the contract, and from there it was literally like we just hit the ground running. Like opportunity after opportunity just coming my way. You know what I'm saying? So it was beautiful, man. Because at the same time, it was like I had just graduated from college and just started working as well. So it was like perfect timing. I just got out of one phase of my life, and now I'm getting to start something else. That I really want to do. And, that's really gonna make me happy, and I get to really get to do what it is that I've been wanting to do outside of, just college and working and this that, and the third. So it's just the timing was just so beautiful. And now we're just grinding, just taking advantage of all the opportunities that are being created right now. So it's been, although it's been a short time span, it's just been a beautiful experience so far. So, I'm nothing but grateful to them for, everything that they've been doing and everything that I can see that they're trying to do, going forward.
by helping you prosper.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
So you're still in school. That's pretty intriguing. How are you finding the balance?
Yeah, well, so I graduated. I actually graduated in July. Graduated on July 2nd.
Congratulations.
Thank you, thank you. So yeah, it was but even when I was in school, I was still doing music,
Hmm.
and the balance is just, it's really weird because I was I graduated with a bachelor's of science in biology, right? So that was my major while I was in school. Um, and a lot of people ask me like, why didn't you go major in music or this and the third and all that, and it's kind of like one of those things where I just feel like you have to have, um, like somebody told me a long time ago, you have to have something that you do that is going to take care of your bills. You know what I'm saying? Like the money that's going to take care of your bills, and then you have to have something that you do that takes care of you emotionally. That makes you happy, that keeps you motivated. So for me, it's like, I went into school. I had always known that I wanted to do music, right? But I also understand that getting into the industry, like, is not everybody sees the artists that blow up on social media and they turn into overnight sensations, not understanding that
Hmm.
those people are literally those are the exceptions to the rule.
Right,
Most people,
right.
it takes years and years for you to really break through in the industry, right? So understanding that, I understood like going into college that I had to have something that when I come out, if I haven't broken into the industry yet, I need to have something that's going to be able to take care of my bills at the same time and still give me room to work on my music. So finding that balance was just about keeping that focus and that determination about the long term goal and what it was. Because at the end
Hmm.
of the day, like whatever it is that you're passionate about, you're always gonna find time to do it. You know what I'm saying? So it wasn't hard to find a balance. It was more so just that it just takes a lot of work. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying, to get through that, like, because I mean being in college is not easy. You got nights where you're pulling all nighters trying to get something done. You got 3 or 4 tests in one week, so it's like
Hmm.
you thinking to yourself like, damn, when am I gonna find time to work on this music and this, that, and the third? But it's like I always somehow, somewhere, I always made time to make it happen, and and that just led me to where I am now. So finding the balance was just about like staying true to my vision and just staying true to what I knew that my plan for myself was, and as long as I knew that, you know, it wasn't there wasn't anything that could get in my way as far as making everything work the way that I needed to.
That's a blessing. So, and then
Yeah.
with that being said, and you're speaking to a lot of students who want to do not just rapping, but entertainment, period, and trying to
hmm
find the balance. So, if you could put a timestamp on the length of time that it took for you to even get this going, what would that look like for you?
I would say for me, it took I would say just to get it going and really get it started. It took about a year, um, to really like put my foot on the ground and kind of know the direction that I was going in.
Mm-hmm.
And from that point till now, I'll say it's been about a good 3 years, for me to get up to this point.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that also has to do with just the fact that there was a lot of consistency in the process. So, just speaking from my experience,
Mm-hmm.
the opportunities are always out there. So it was just about me finding those opportunities, because at the time, like I said, I didn't have a manager. I didn't have anybody that like was already in the industry or had been around it to kind of give me those pointers. So it was a lot
Right.
of work that I had to do on my own. So it's like if you have somebody, like I know a lot of people that I'm friends with who are also like trying to get into entertainment, but they already have like managers. They have people that's like you know, already been around the industry, so they have kind of a roadmap. You know what I'm saying, to that. So I think it's the biggest thing is like networking. Like I went to a lot of events. I was going to, you know, especially like in the summertime when I didn't have any classes, you know, I would go to a lot of events like, you know, in Atlanta, and, you know, networking with other artists and networking with people that were in the industry. And I think that's kind of what helped me kind of understand what it was that I needed to do. So if I really like had to put a time frame, I always tell people like a really like decent time frame is to give yourself about 3 to 5 years of consistent work. You know what I'm saying? And for some people, it's like it could happen in 6 months. For some people, it can happen in, you know, less than that. But it's like as long as you're consistent, you know what I'm saying? Like the consistency is the biggest part of it, and giving yourself a reasonable time frame. Because like I said, it takes time to break into the industry. Because first
Right.
you gotta know that you have the product you want to sell, whether it's your music or whatever else, and then you gotta go out there and make those connections and let people see what it is you're working with. And then those people gotta trust you to where they know that if they give you an opportunity, you're not gonna mess it up. You know what I'm saying? So like I've seen a lot of situations where there have been people who they've met somebody, and this person tell them, look, I got this opportunity for you. All I need you to do is show up. And then they won't even show up. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you just messed up an opportunity for yourself, and you've basically embarrassed this person. Because,
Right.
you know, they were vouching for you, and now you're not there. So now they know not to give you another opportunity. So it's like you have to,
Be
you
credible.
know, you have to be credible. Yeah, you have to build your credibility with people. So that was one thing with me. Like whenever somebody told me they had an opportunity for me, and all I needed to do was be there and be ready, I was there. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's a lot of hard work, but you just got to do it. Like I said, you give yourself a good 3 to 5 years. It's kind of like going to college, right? You go to college, you gotta spend 4 years to get that degree before you even looked at as valuable enough to enter the job market. So you gotta give yourself that kind of same amount of time, because some people think that with entertainment it's like, oh, you know, I don't have to do this or that. I could just go straight into it. But it's like, now you gotta give yourself that kind of same amount of time to build, you know what I'm saying, build yourself up to where when people see you, it's like, yeah, you know, I met so and so at this event a couple years back. You know what I'm saying? This, that, and the third. So now you have those years of work behind you that make you, you know what I'm saying, valuable, and people will start opening these doors for you. So yeah, I usually say about like 3 to 5 years. That's at least that's what I tell myself, and that's kind of like the time frame within which it's happening. You know, like a couple years. You know, I'm like a couple years in now of doing music, you know, quote unquote commercially, and it's like I'm getting a lot of big opportunities coming my way. So that the timeline is working for me, you know. But
Yeah.
like I
It
said, it's
seemed
just
like you're
consistency.
really into goal setting and
Yeah.
prioritizing. So that's something
Yep.
that you kind of picked up in college. So that's working for you, correct?
Yeah, it's definitely something I picked up in college, because, you know, especially college is like if you don't have your goals set, it's kind of hard to navigate your way, you know what I'm saying, into what it is you want to do. Because college isn't about just sitting in classes and getting grades. Like a big part of college is about networking, right? It's about networking and making yourself available to people to be able to put you in positions that, you know, if you say, I want to be this, that, and the third when I graduate, it's like, okay, well, you got to make sure you go to the job fairs and meet, you know, the people who own these businesses, or the people that's going to put you in position to get them interviews, you know, the people that's going to help you with your resumes, you know, the people that's going to get you the internships and stuff like that. So it's like the same thing with trying to do music, right? You got to meet the people that basically gonna help you build your portfolio up to where when you get these opportunities, then there's people that can vouch for you for that. So, you know, you got to be able to set those goals and know how to navigate through those situations. And I definitely think college was a big help, you know what I'm saying, for me to be able to do that. Because it just kind of taught me that, you know, it's more so about one, who you know, but it's also about how you take advantage of opportunities and make yourself available for them.
Okay, so then that brings an amazing point. I won't say amazing, but with with this Pure Records, you said
Hmm.
something that just really stuck out to me. You said that you sent the information over to basically people who understood the jargon, who understood the paperwork, So why
Right.
is that important to do when signing a contract?
It's important to do because you want to know what the you want to know what the technicalities of everything is, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I've never gone into any kind of legal work or done any of that. So I knew like, okay, there's gonna be a lot of phrases and words in here that I'm probably not gonna be able to understand off the rip. So, thankfully for me, I have a friend who's a lawyer, and he's been working in law for a while.
Mm-hmm.
He's done, he understands this stuff. So I hit him up and I was like, I got these contracts that I want you to read for me. Um, I'm trying to sign to this record label. They sent me the contract. I want to know that I'm getting to, a good situation. So I sent it to him, and he read it, got back to me, and basically broke it all down for me in layman's terms. So it's
Mm-hmm.
important to have legal counsel, because that gives you a second set of eyes and a different understanding, because you can read it yourself, but it's like there's a lot of stuff you're probably gonna miss if
Mm-hmm.
you've never done any sort of legal work. So you want to have people that know what this is saying, exactly what it is saying, and this, what the context of it is. So, you don't want to get into a situation where it's like you signing a deal, and you don't understand the language. You just kind of looked over it, and now when it comes time for you to get your money and you're not getting no money, you didn't understand that, okay, well, the contract said that the label got to get all their money back from what they spent on you
Wow,
first, right? So it's like, if you don't know that, then it's like, now you're gonna be looking around like, where my
looking
money at? But
crazy.
then the label gonna say, well, if you go back and read your contract, we told you we gotta, what I'm saying, we gotta get all this money back first before we pay you anything. So having somebody to be able to break that down to you, it helps you know how to move. You know what I'm saying? It helps you know how to operate with your label,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, if you're one of those people where okay, I know that they're gonna have to take this, that, and the third, then maybe I wanna talk to them a different way of going about it, so that we both get the most out of it. You know what
Right,
I'm saying? So I'm not on the losing end of the situation. So
like so
it's
many
about
new
understanding.
artists.
Yeah. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We see it all the time on social media, and new artists coming out and say, man, I hate my label, da 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 da, this, that, and
Mm-hmm.
the third. Well, it's like everything is in paper. You know what I'm saying? So you just gotta have, and a lot of times it's like um there are a lot of people who work in these services that'll do it for free on the front end, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like you're not having to pay a bunch of money out of your pocket. You know what I'm saying? Because people, the thing is like, oh, people think the lawyers are expensive. I don't have the money. Can't nobody read this for me. But a lot of times it's like there are people that you can reach out to that'll do it for cheaper, or you know what I'm saying, would do it for free on the front end, and tell them, hey, once you kind of start making your money, just know you gonna owe me a little bit of something. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like the services are always there. You know what I'm saying, with the internet, and you could literally reach out to lawyers on Twitter. You know what I'm saying. So it's like you gotta, if this is something that you really want and you want to get the best out of it, you still have to know the business side of it and the legal side of it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm-hmm.
it's not the fun part, but it just comes with the business. It just comes with being in the industry. You have to know that. So that's just one thing. It was very, very important to me, and it was important to me that they told me that I could do that, because that lets me know that they want me to feel comfortable in what I'm getting into.
Right,
So that was, like I said, that made it easier for me to want to start working with them.
right. A company with integrity.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so let's get into your music.
Yes, ma'am.
Your single "Summer Come Up," the clean
Mhm.
version. What inspired that track?
So yeah, that track was a track that I wrote last year. I wrote and produced it last year.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so basically the track, like it says in the name, is just about, the come up. And the reason why I named it this summer was for two reasons. When I was kind of making the beat, it just had a really warm feel to it, right? It just
Mm-hmm.
kind of felt like a cool, you driving in the summer, in a nice car type of beat, something like that, and then when I got to writing the song, the content was heavily centered around just, grinding and just getting to making things happen, whatever it is that your goals are. And so like for me, when I wrote this, I was still in college, and like I said, the summer is when I had the most time to do things. So that was kind of like what that was about too. So in the summer, that's when I really like, was ripping and running around, driving all the time, back and forth, different cities, trying to make things happen for my music. And so that's kind of what inspired the track. And then another element of it that inspired it was Nipsey Hussle had passed away not too long ago when I wrote the track. And, when it comes to just like grinding and the come up, and I mean, he's just somebody that really speaks to that, his whole, business brand, who he is as a person, his journey, and it was somebody that I looked up to a lot because of that. And so even like when I was writing the track, that was something that kind of inspired me. And, with his passing, it's like, we got to keep that spirit alive of just being able to go out there and get it, no matter the circumstances. And so those were just the kind of things that went into it that kind of made the track what it was. And so when I sent it to them, to P.U.R.E Records, when they first signed me, they were like, yeah, this is the track we got to put out first. It was like, we like this one. So I was like, okay, bet. So, we talked over it, and, we got it remastered and everything, shot a video for it. And so it's out there now, we pushing it. And I'm working on another project that I'm going to put out, and the song is going to be on that project as well. So, I'm just glad that people are enjoying it and rocking with it.
Are you just putting out singles, or are you going to put out a full-length album?
Yeah, so before this whole pandemic thing started, before I got signed, I was actually working on an album. And then, and I was putting out like little singles and stuff. So I do have an album in the works. I have 2 projects I'm working on. I have something I'm going to drop before the album. And then, later on after that, I'm going to drop kind of like my debut album with the label. So we got projects on the way, not just singles, but I might do another single before that, but we just got to see how things work out. But we definitely have projects coming. So we definitely working on that. And, when the time comes and everything is ready, it's going to be out.
Okay. Would you say that college was the most difficult part of this journey for you?
I would say so, because I think that it was kind of a conflicting time between trying to decide whether it was worth it or whether it was kind of like it's getting in the way of the music. So and then it's like, being in the field that I was in, with studying biology, everybody is expecting you to like go to med school or something like that, and it's like that's not what you really want to do, right?
Right.
Like, it's like I'm doing this so that I'll be able to take care of myself once I graduate, but it's like what I really want to do is to do this music. So it's like conflicting, trying to work with it in a way where it's not getting in the way of your music and what you really want to do, but also like you also got to keep that focus, because at the end of the day you still got to graduate. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the longer you stay in school, it's like the more it's gonna get in the way, the more money you got to spend, and you know what I'm saying. But I'm just glad I was able to get it done, and I'm out of there now. But it was definitely tough, because I mean college just comes with its own things, like its own frustrations and experiences, and it's like but it teaches you how to maneuver through a lot of situations. So it's like I'm very grateful for that experience.
Like not signing those contracts.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So so I'm very grateful for it, and it taught me a lot of things. So I wouldn't trade it for the world, but I don't know if I do it again though.
Facts. It was the vehicle you needed to arrive you at the now point, and you seem like a passion-led artist. Are you passion-led?
Oh yeah, I'm very passion-led. I think that for me, doing music isn't a money thing. I'm not looking to be the biggest, most wealthiest artist in the world. But I do it because I truly enjoy making music. I just really love the experience of making music. I love music itself, the sound, putting together sounds and just creating something that people can relate to so well. And it's like, and I just really like, I study music when when I'm working on music. I really study it. I really study what's going into it, and just kind of like how it makes me feel, how it makes other people feel. And it's just something I just love to do, man. I just get excited every time I get to talk about music, anytime I get to work on music, listen to music. Like this for me, like these past couple of weeks been like some great weeks for music. A lot of good albums been coming out. So like I just been having a blast working on my own music, listening to good music. Like, so I'm really passionate about music. Like it's something I really want to do for the rest of my life, like I said. And it's not about making a bunch of money from it or, selling a bunch of albums, but as long as I get to share it with people and, people are enjoying it, then, that's good with me. So.
Well, here's the question. Lord be offense. We're not claiming anything negative, but
Right.
it's still a relevant question. So if you couldn't
Mm-hmm.
do music, what else would you be doing?
Well, if I couldn't do music, I think that I'd probably be, I don't know. I might end up going back to school. I don't know. I might. But like I said, because when I graduated with my degree, I I got a job right out of college, and so I ended up like moving and everything. So it's like somebody was asking me whether my job was like my plan B or anything like that. And I was just kind of telling them like, it wasn't for me, it isn't really about a plan A or a plan B, but it's just about having a plan to be able to take care of yourself, so it's like, even if, let's say I couldn't, do music professionally, like I could still make music and put it out, I just wouldn't be like, a career artist.
Right.
So it's like, I still have ways to work, you know what I'm saying? Like I have a degree, I still be able to get a decent job, and all that. And, with the field that I'm in and, the longer you work, the more experience you get, the more opportunities come. So it's like, I'd still be pretty well off at the same time. So, it's like if I wasn't doing music, I still have a lot of options, right now I work as a lab chemist. So that's what I do for my job. So, it's a pretty interesting job. I learn a lot, and it's not like it's not one of those jobs where you get up and it's like, oh, I don't want to go to work type of thing. It's like, it's a nice job. I enjoy it. So it's like at the same time, because I'm someone that I also have like a lot of different passions, like I'm interested in a lot of different things. Music is just like at the top of the list. So it's like, if it wasn't music, it'd be something else. Because I love to draw. I love to cook. Like I tell myself all the time, like, I probably should went to culinary school or something, so it's like I'd find something else that, would fulfill that same space, if it wasn't music.
You probably put dishes on Facebook, huh?
Look, I do it all the time on my Instagram. I post my food all the time on my Instagram.
Better not
Like,
be hot dogs
so,
either. I'm gonna talk
oh,
about
nah. I feel you. Hey, I feel you.
So, like, for somebody again who's like learned the art of balance, which is super important with anything that you do in life, and you're pursuing something that you love, what words of encouragement do you have for the younger generation who's just not sure of which route to take?
Right. I would say that for the first thing, I would say that it's okay to not be sure. There are going to be plenty of points in your life where you're not going to have the answers to what it is that you're looking for. And I think that is one of those things where you really just have to find yourself. Like for me, it was just about, just finding myself and understanding what it is that makes me happy at the end of the day, and living in the society that we live in, everything is so money driven, right? So it's like you gotta do this and that if you want to make a lot of money, this and that, third, like, and it's like at the end of the day, like, yeah, you want to make money because you want to be able to take care of yourself, and um there's certain luxuries that we can't enjoy without money.
That's
So it's like
right.
definitely be able to do that, but at the same time, like understand that at the end of the day, when you're doing something that you love and something that's making you happy, um, like you're going to be taken care of. When you're like, life is going to be okay. So it's not about having all the answers to life at that moment, but it's just about having a starting point. Just have somewhere to start, and then along the way, you're gonna find that the answers are gonna come to you. Whether it's through your successes or whether it's through your failures, you're gonna get the answers one way or the other. So
Amen.
it's like just have a starting point, start somewhere, and just be confident in your steps as you go along. You know what I'm saying? Like just be confident in what it is that you're doing and just move with a purpose all the time. And you're gonna find that you're going to attract, the people and the things that are going to help make your life better at the end of the day. So that'll be my advice. Just it's okay to be confused. Everybody at the end of the day, you're gonna learn everybody confused and everybody really don't know what it is they're doing, but we all figuring it out. So some people are just more confident in their confusion than others. So that's just all it is. Yeah. I think your sound
Oh,
went
can you
out.
hear me now? I said
Yeah, I got you.
facts, including
Yeah.
me, the elder. So
That's
this is
how it is, man.
my last question. Where can people
Okay.
follow you and where can they download your music?
All right, so you can follow me on Instagram and Twitter at that_insane hype. So at DA_insane hype. That's my Instagram and Twitter. I also have an artist page on Facebook, which is at the insane hype without the underscore. And on all of my platforms, I have my links in my bio. So it'll take you click the link, it'll take you to my Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, SoundCloud, YouTube. So I have my music on all streaming platforms as well under the artist name Hype. But if you go to all my social media platforms, they all have a link that takes you to all those places to find my music. So once again, just follow me Instagram, Twitter, Facebook at the_insane hype, and on Facebook is without the underscore. So y'all can find me there. I have a lot of content that's up on my pages, and just come and enjoy some good music, man.
Amen. So okay, so the summer come up is one. What's the next buzzer that people should be on the lookout for?
Yeah, so the summer come up. That's what's out. We're pushing right now. The next thing that I have planned is to drop a short project, maybe 7 to 8 songs. That's gonna kind of be like a prelude to my album. So that's what I'm working on right now. So that's what I'm getting people geared up for. And man, the album is gonna be exciting, man. It's gonna be some of the best stuff you've ever heard. I'm telling you.
Okay, I can dig it. I like summer coming up, so I have no doubts that it's gonna be a banger.
Thank you. Y'all gonna love it. I have, there's a lot of versatility in my style, so there's gonna be something for everybody.
Okay, all right. And if it's not, you're gonna hear from me. All right.
Yeah, hey, you can hold me to that.
So thank you so much. That wraps everything up. And enjoy the rest of your day.
All right, thank you. I appreciate it.